Good morning. Welcome back to Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank, or this afternoon if you are in the UK or elsewhere, or good evening if you are in Australia or elsewhere. Welcome wherever you are on this beautiful planet. It is 7 a.m. here, sunny Colorado time, Friday, November 7th. We are gearing up for holiday season here. We're also gearing up for probably, not a financial advisor. Please do not buy or sell anything because of what I say or do. We very likely are coming into an extended bull run for the cryptocurrency market space. We're going to have to see. I believe we are. Let's go ahead and check everything out. Okay, we're coming in nicely here with volume and everything else. Welcome to Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with Frank the Crypto Tank. We cover all things crypto here, particularly XRP and these three. Now look, you better not be buying or selling any of these. You better not be playing this video back in 3 years when I'm telling you not to buy any of them because of the prices that they're at right now, of course, right? So cryptocurrency market cap coming in today, $3.34 trillion for a cryptocurrency market cap, and we're at 21 for a fear and greed index reading. Bitcoin's at 100,000. What a piece of junk is what I say. Let's be honest. Bitcoin's a piece of junk. It's a speculative piece of junk. It's been driving the entire crypto space. That does not mean it's not a speculative piece of junk. It has been going up and to the right it is the best performing asset in history. That still does not mean it is a piece of junk. It is outpacing goods at an amazing level, at an amazing rate. It is outpacing every year the price of goods and assets. Not good. That's actually not a store of value. I have friends who are so smart who are like, oh no, come on, it's outpacing goods if I keep my money in Bitcoin and then I get this discussion. Yes, you're going to do better, but that means it's failing the store of value criteria because it's supposed to ride with it, not blow it away. See, you get it? So that's the deal, guys. That's what we're dealing with. Everybody in cryptocurrency who is trying to say that Bitcoin is where it's at and let me do my Trump. It's all about Bitcoin. Yay. How ridiculous. Anyway, let's get into the talk today. It's really actually all about the utility coins and XRP when it comes to cryptocurrency and XLM and XDC and ADA and IOTA and Algo and Quant and HBAR. So it's certainly those 8 ISO 20022 coins that know they don't perform the messaging. They have the ability to work with the ISO 20022 messaging standard. Let's get it all straight here for you on the channel. I am Frank the Crypto Tank. I mean to be as accurate as possible. And what I mean is that I'm going to have a hard time because in the comments, initially, folks were sending a few things in that comment section into me, and they were correct. I was getting a couple of things wrong when I started the channel. Minor, tiny things. I have worked to not do that anymore, and I will not open this yapper about anything concerning blockchain technologies or crypto unless it can be found easily in 2 seconds to be known as the truth for the whole world. Okay? And if I don't know, I don't know. And that's the way it goes. So sometimes I don't know. What I do know, and sometimes we all don't know, and this is why we learn and how we learn. But what I do know is that Caleb and Brown is a brokerage firm, and this guy here is Jim Bizzani. We did an interview with him. Please check it out on our channel. Check that episode out. Please don't have an episode when next time the next cryptocurrency market bull run comes time to cash out and we're on exchanges and we can't get on the exchanges because they're crashed. I hope you don't have an episode. But check out our episode with Jim Bizzani, please. Our YouTube episode, not a psychotic episode. 844-494-6515 is the number you can call to get on board with Caleb and Brown, your one-stop shop. That was annoying, sorry. For your cryptocurrency brokerage needs. Please go ahead and get on board. Check them out. Tell them the tanker sent you. You do want to tell them that Frank the Tank sent you from Crypto Info because we get a little bit of a push from them. Thank you. Not you. No skin off your nose. No, look at blockchain payments firm Ripple Labs. Oh, you know what? I'm jumping ahead of myself because I've got a whole episode for us today, and this is part one of my episode. Ripple secures $500 million funding, as you know. This happened yesterday, the day before, at $40 billion valuation from Fortress Investment Group. Gives it a $40 billion valuation. That's a quattrodecacorn. That's a quattrocorn. Quattrocorn. I don't know. I forgot what a $40 billion value company is, but I'm calling it a quattrocorn. It's not a billion. It's not a unicorn, a $1 billion company or $10 billion company. It is a quattrocorn. Anyway, we're being silly on the channel here, being ridiculous. I've got so much more for you. Let's, before we get into all of that, get back to the essentials. And good morning, Totally Awesome, and good morning, Monsager. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope it is a good morning for you guys, my fellow brothers in crypto. All my fellow brothers and sisters in crypto who saw this stuff early. No, we're not crazy. We're simply early. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hilarious. No, that's true. We're not crazy. We're early. Now let's get the real deal on this $500 million round by Fortress and Citadel Securities with Pantera Capital. Dan Moorhead, you know, we got an interview coming up with him in a little while, and Brad Garlinghouse. One you've probably seen before, maybe some of you have, maybe you haven't, but also Fortress and Citadel Securities, Fortress Citadel Securities with Pantera, Galaxy, Brevon Howard, and also Marshall Wace, also positioning. We covered this yesterday, also chiming in. Prime Brokerage, Treasury, and Stablecoin Infrastructure. Ripple is pushing for deeper custody and Prime Brokerage, Treasury, and Stablecoin Infrastructure. We're going to get into all of this. We have a long form video coming out on this and what's happening with, let me just be clear, okay? So it's now Ripple Prime, okay, for the brokerage piece, Rail, Palisade for the Rail for the stablecoin piece, RLUSD, Palisade for the wallet piece, and wallets as a service piece, and wallet and custody tech basically is that, and also who else? There's a number of others here. G Treasury for the treasury aspect of it all. There's a couple more I'm missing. I'm going to run over all of them. Hang on. I got them all. Don't worry. Don't forget. Don't forget that RLUSD connecting the card rail system, by the way, with Mastercard WebBank Gemini now. Let's not forget that little connection there too. Palisade is crucial too. But let's go ahead and get into this episode here a little more deeply. XRP ETFs, we can't forget about those. The fresh filings and amendments that we talked about yesterday. SEC source docs, don't forget. Grayscale XRP Trust S1 S1 filed November 3rd. The filing shows updated XRP price. We're not going to get into all the details on it. Don't forget about Franklin XRP Trust. Frank, look in the camera and look at the people in the eye when you're talking. My good sir, I apologize. I need to look people in the eye when I'm talking. To be sincere and respectful. Canary XRP Trust. You got a bunch of stuff coming down the pipe. Yeah, a bunch of stuffs. All right, let's get into some greater detail though. And as we do, before we do, hold on. Hang on now. We're going to have to, for this one, guys, welcome to Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Please tap that like and subscribe down below, and please hang on 2 seconds. Oh yeah, it's whiteboard time, professor time. Let's get this thing done. Now. Seven key ways Ripple is bridging TradFi with DeFi. Let's get into it today. I busted my little pointer. Okay, we got it back together. Now look, number one, Raised $500 million strategic investing. We just talked about it. Citadel. Number 2, Hidden Road, now renamed Ripple Prime. Recent $1.25 billion acquisition. First crypto company to own a global multi-asset prime brokerage. Interesting. One of the key pieces required to bridge TradFi and DeFi and become the infrastructure, the entity now, Ripple, to be the TradFi and DeFi bank all at the same time. Rebranded as Ripple Prime is number 3. And number 4, Palisade's acquisition, while it has a service, as we discussed earlier, and also custody tech. Number 5, we also discussed this earlier, partnership with WebBank, Mastercard, and Gemini. And don't forget number 6, RLUSD surpassing $1 billion in circulation and used as a settlement rail and collateral. My OCD will not let this ride. Mustn't leave a parenthesis unfinished. Now look, XRPL number 7, positioned to handle cross-border payments, treasury flows, tokenization, which is basically powering the infrastructure layer. We can get into more of that later. We have episodes on that actually as well. And number 4, real-world assets, RWAs, as they are more affectionately known as. Now, hang on, we have more for you. We have some direct quotage from the man himself, the CEO of Ripple. None other than 10 times fast, I dare you. None other than Brad Garlinghouse. Now, here's the thing about Brad Garlinghouse, which is interesting. The name, I mean. Check it out. Let me ask you, would you agree that those who see the truth about Ripple and XRP can see that we are... Ripple is our team. Ripple is spearheading this whole bridge the TradFi DeFi world, traditional finance and decentralized finance world. Ripple now applying for the bank charter license to basically become a bank, a legit bank. Interesting stuff. For the few people that are early on cryptocurrency, do we see the truth of what's happening with what Ripple is doing and the name Brad Garlinghouse? Hold on, I'll help you out with it. Give me the definition of the word Garlinghouse. Did you ever stop to think to do that? It's an interesting answer. Because if we go to the surname and the etymology of it, of the name, it's quite interesting. Anglo-Germanic roots. Interesting. If you go deeper, you will literally see that it translates to stonehouse or spearhead. Garlinghouse is the spearhead. Is Garlinghouse and Ripple not spearheading this whole thing? It literally translates and can be translated the name to spearhead. It is spearheading the entire industry. Brad says, we are the most interested party in XRP's success. We own 41% of the XRP that exists. We care immensely. That's an interesting word, immensely. It's no small thing. We care immensely about I was going to say something. We care immensely about the vibrancy, the utility, and the liquidity of the XRP ecosystem. Say that again. We care immensely about the vibrancy, the utility, and the liquidity of the XRP ecosystem. Do you think this is recent that he said this. Do you think that it's, if we can trust what Brad says, do you think it's okay that you're holding XRP? Think that's cool? Think it might be, never financial advice. Can you take a guess and think it might go up in price coming up here? Oh, boy. Now, Ripple, at its core, still quoting Mr. Brad Garlinghouse. I almost said President Brad Garlinghouse. Please don't think that's out of the question coming up in another decade. Ripple, at its core, is an enterprise software infrastructure player selling blockchain and cryptocurrency stablecoins to the enterprise. Maybe he meant to say enterprise is. I'm taking what he verbally said verbatim. He said to the enterprise. He literally said verbatim this exact thing. And I can play you a clip of it coming up here as well. Now, I know I could have hit you with a be right back, but I thought you'd find that more interesting. Okay. Now, after saying all that, good morning, Nelson. Would you guys mind telling me, because we haven't done this in a while, and I need to know where people stand with this too, and I also would like to see the comments light up a little bit too. Let's get the comments lit up a little bit. And nobody's judging anybody. It's fine. I'll give you mine, I guess, at the end of the episode. I'll tell you. But where now, with all the latest happenings, and we haven't had the XRP, we have Rex Osprey ETF, but let's see what happens with Franklin ETF and some of these others, and Canary coming up, Canary Capital. Based on all these things happening, would you tell me, and consider Christmas time and everything else, where are we at year end for XRP's price? Where do you think we are? I'm curious. I'm going to drop mine in the comments too. Let's get this comment section lit up just a little bit. Give me an XRP price, basically, based on what you've been hearing here on the channel, because you guys have been here and I've been updating on the most current things, mostly the most current things. We can talk about, I'm not going to hit them all again. Okay. So, because I've got them all and I'm thinking about recapping. If you've joined us a little late, I will recap a little bit later. But for right now, for this piece, would you please, before I jump over to some of these, drop into the comments and I'll check in a little while where you think about it for a little while. Where is XRP's realistic price? And do it like the Price is Right, where if you go over, that's it, you lose. Okay. So don't be over ambitious with it, in my opinion. And then, you know what? What I'm going to do, and remind me, I'm going to photo the chat, and we're going to revisit on December 31st this year and see where we were, including my prediction too. So I'm going to pop that in. There might be a couple of photos because I'm going to have to scroll down the chat because I'm a big yapper. Guys, give me a price. Where do you think we are by EOY 2025. All right, let's get to our quick little share screen. And don't ever, whatever you do, don't ever don't even think about it. Don't ever even think about it. Buying these. Don't think about buying those, whatever you do. Don't you dare go plan this episode back in 3 years when I'm saying don't buy these. Or H-bar. Right, or ADA or Quant or Algo or IOTA. Don't buy any of those 8. Whatever you do, don't buy any of those 8. Okay, let's get to the cryptocurrency market right now. It is a dismal 3.3 trillion. We are down 2.8% on the day for the crypto market, 3.1% down on the day for Bitcoin, 4.8% down on the day for Ethereum. 5.13% down on the day for XRP. Look at XRP's price, given some interesting buy ops at $2.18. Guys, drop in the comments. No, don't do that, because then we're going to get confused with our price predictions when I take my photos. So don't do that, please. Guys, BNB, of course, dipping below the $1,000 mark. Very interesting what we have at play here. 1,300 there, I think, for an all-time high. Nice spike going for it. Not so fast, BNB. We're going to have to do a nice crypto market correction before you can do that, buddy. All right, let's go ahead and check this out. Oh, actually, hang on. Let's check this out. Ripple secures $500 million funding at $40 billion valuation from Fortress Investment Group. Let's dip into this article right quick, Ski, from CoinSpeaker. Give them their credit. Blockchain payments firm Ripple Labs, Inc. has secured $500 million from Fortress Investment Group. Now, let's do this because I think it's going to read much better with you actually seeing me talking. Sorry about that. The guy's new on YouTube. Give him a break. The funding raised its valuation to a whopping $40 billion, according to an ex-post by the company's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. He described this round as the quotes, the cherry on top of a mountain of good news. This guy is quite a wizard with the word, I shall say. Very candidly for you, Mr. Brad Garlinghouse. Hats off to you, sir. Kansas City Jayhawk. Shout out to the Jayhawks from here in Colorado. That is the firm, by the way, that recorded this year. Oh, thank you for my coffee. Wow, thank you. Oh, boy. We are really spoiled here on the channel. Very spoiled. Fortress Investment Group leads Ripple's $500 million investment round. Let's get into it on November 5th. Brad Garlinghouse. By the way, let's get the comments real quick because, we got one in. Marnie is saying $5.50 by the end of the year for an XRP price and Garlinghouse for president. Haha, funny. What do you guys think in the comment section? Drop your XRP price prediction. Where do you think we are by EOY 2025? Now, other investors in the fundraiser are Brevon Howard, of course. Whoops, let's get back to that. We mentioned earlier, and also Marshall Weiss. Garlinghouse noted that the investment goes beyond being a validation of Ripple's growth strategy and business built on the foundation of XRP. He noted that it also portrays a clear bet on what the future of crypto will look like. In quotes, Brad says, "I'm very proud of what we've built and all that's to come," he added. Now, just as Garlinghouse pointed out, Ripple has had some achievements this year, he says. Even though there are 2 other months left before the year ends. Nice point. Now we have, about 2 months left. Interesting happenings over the next, I would say, likely 7 weeks or so. Its U.S. dollar-pegged stablecoin RLUSD surpassed $1 billion in the market. Capitalization in early November 2025, and we'll say barely 1 year old, this stablecoin has now risen to the position of the 10th largest U.S. dollar-pegged stablecoin by market cap. That's pretty impressive, launching so recently. It takes time to create prowess and presence in the stablecoin market as a stablecoin. This is for us who are, that's why when WLF1 came out recently and folks were asking me and I had to check up on it, and the truth is it takes a long time for a stablecoin to gain traction. And we can amplify the results, i.e. Ripple purchasing for $200 million the Canadian stablecoin company Rail. A company that they're going to use for stablecoins, Proliferation Rail. But anyway, I digress, as I usually do. So, too much information. Come on, how do you not digress? We just keep going in a line and then not consider all the other information that exists in the world. There's too much. So far, RLUSD has recorded 1,278% year-to-date growth. And I'm going to venture to say, by the way, over the milestones in the Ripple ecosystem. Also, the firm launched Ripple Prime, a digital asset spot brokerage with digital asset spot brokerage capabilities for its U.S.-based institutional clients. Now, this marked the first, as we talked about earlier, the first major integration following its $1.25 billion acquisition of Hidden Road, now renamed to Hidden Prime. Now, U.S. Institutional clients can, for the first time in history, cross-margin their OTC spot transactions with the rest of their digital asset portfolio. Bam! Sorry, that was really bad. Bridging tried to find DeFi. Calm down. Mouth's got to keep up with the brain, dude. World Central Kitchen, Mercy Corps, and a few others are currently water.org, Give Directly are examples of companies that are currently and organizations that are currently testing the Ripple RLUSD. Oh, wow. Interesting. And the payment firm's technology to improve funding speed and transparency. They're compelled by its capacity to achieve instant cross-border remittances. They can't believe it. They're blown away. That's what they say. Ripple returns to the spotlight with $40 billion valuation and RLUSD Mastercard partnership coming in from CCN, not to be confused with Democratic-owned CNN. Ripple raised $500 million at a $40 billion valuation, as we mentioned earlier, led by Citadel Securities and Fortress. Now, on the same day, the company unveiled a new partnership with Mastercard WebBank and Gemini. We also covered that earlier in the episode. Now, the collaboration will pilot stablecoin settlements on the XRP Ledger or the XRPL for fiat credit transactions. Ripple is back in the spotlight again, baby. Here we go. I know I'm going to get comments for making my voice sound like that. Somebody's definitely saying something dumb to me because they don't know how to have fun. Now, a $40 billion vote of confidence here for Ripple is what we're looking at. A new capital raise completed by November 5th, 2025, saw significant participation from financial heavyweights, including Citadel, Fortress, alongside Marshall Wace and Brevon Howard, Pantera Capital. Let's not forget Galaxy Digital, people. The deal follows a $1 billion tender offer earlier this year at the same valuation, underscoring consistent demand for institutional backers. For Ripple, it's been a year of vindication, folks, after weathering a bruising legal battle, ouch, with the SEC. Ooh, that hurts. The firm emerged stronger when its native token XRP breaking above $3 in August, as we well remember, almost $3.50 or something. While being heavily suppressed, somebody please keep that big beach ball smashed under the water as deeply as you can. Create a steel ball 5 inches thick. You better make it 12 inches thick. A steel ball. A steel hollow ball. 12-inch thick walls. Drop that thing to the bottom of the Mariana Trench and then let it go and see how high it shoots. See if it shoots into outer space. That's what we're dealing with XRP, Ripple, and the crypto market. We got a beach ball held under the water with the pressure, ready to take off like a rocket at any moment. That's what we're waiting for. Ripple Mastercard and stablecoin Ripple X Mastercard stablecoin experiment with Ripple stakes. Let's get into it. At Ripple Swell 2025, in case you missed it in New York, I missed it. I'm giving it to you now because I did miss this piece as well. The company announced a first of its kind collaboration with Mastercard, WebBank, and Gemini to test RLUSD, Ripple's regulated U.S. dollar-backed stablecoin as a settlement mechanism for credit card transactions. I would hope I get a comment somewhere that says, this guy's freaking crazy and hilarious. Because if I watched me, I think I might say that. But I get a lot of comments, people saying, I can't suffer any more of this. I'm a weak individual. In the pilot, WebBank large web bank, the issuer of the Gemini credit card, will use RLUSD to settle payments on Mastercard's via our XRPL network. Of course, the XRP Ledger, reducing the time and cost typically associated with multi-day fiat settlement processes. It's a milestone moment. I wish I had a better accent. You ever hear Avi Earlobe talk? First name Avi, middle name Ear, last name Loeb. Kidding. A brilliant Harvard professor who is trying his best to become famous these days on Rogan and kind of like repeating his same mantra over and over again, which is hilarious. Don't you dare say I do that, because I don't. I switch it up all the time. And no, I'm not trying to become famous. But anyway, Avi Earlobe is hilarious. He's covering the 3i Atlas comment situation. And all respect, he's a brilliant genius. Awesome, good for him. But he's got the best accent. He literally sounds like Dracula. The wife mentioned it to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he does sound like Dracula. You're right. So I wish I had an interesting, cool, interesting, enigmatic, what's the word? Taboo, I already used that word. Boy, some days I think I'm a thesaurus, but I'm not. I wish I was more interesting. I wish I were more interesting. Ripple deploys $1.25 billion to become a first crypto company with global broker. Interesting. We could get into this too. Ripple, the developer cryptocurrency XRP. Before we do, funny little side note, I've got friends that are from Florida, Brevard County, Alachua and some other areas down in Florida, and they joke with me, and they say, you're so funny with your accent. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm from Connecticut originally. That's where I grew up. And unfortunately, on the East Coast, in Connecticut, we actually have no accent. We are probably the only spot in the world that actually has no accent. Now, how self-centered and egocentric of me to say that, because when someone's in Minnesota, if they hear me, it's going to sound like an accent to them because they're from Minnesota. Minnesota nice, right? So come on. All right, how silly. Anyway, interesting points to bring up. Reality is simply the perspective by which we view it from. A recipe for perception. Ripple, the developer of cryptocurrency XRP, has become the first crypto company to own a global prime broker. Now, the firm completed its $1.25 billion acquisition of Hidden Road and the non-bank prime broker. So the platform, now rebranded, of course, as Ripple Prime. Must have said that 6 times in the episode so far. Hope we're learning. See, the point is, and I get comments from folks, and this time, and no offense, this time it was my wife, and she said, now look it, stop repeating things so many times in the episode. And I usually say, honey, and I did again, I said, you are absolutely correct. Repeating too many things on the episode, you are over the target once again. She said it with a smile. She's very nice to me when she says it. She gives great suggestions. She's very sweet. And she says, you're repeating things too many times. And to that, I say, did you happen to see this? This? And well, it's gone now, but the whiteboard. And by the way, this. And by the way, did you happen to see that? We are crypto info. Now, look, the point is, and my point here is that we're teachers, or at least information disseminators. How about we put it like that? I don't want to say teacher. I'm an information disseminator, honey. And now, look, here's the thing. My goal is to come on as an information disseminator, right? With all the bells and whistles and little props, too. Know what I mean? So that's the point, is to come on and repeat 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 15, 18, 25, 72 times the same terms. Because that's how a lot of us learn, through repetition. It's how AI learns. LLMs, large language models, learn like that. Now, come on. We're trying to learn here, so we've got to repeat these same things over and over and over again so they get ingrained into the temple. The temples, between the two temples Uh-oh, don't start getting crazy. All right, it's time to end the episode when I start getting crazy like that, but I do have some more for you. I've got some more Brad Garlinghouse, laying it down to you fresh. In fact, why don't I just save that for a future episode because you got to leave something to the imagination. Come on. All right. Nobody wanted to comment. God bless you all about an XRP price by EOI. People don't want to comment. You don't need to. I hope you have a great day today, and thanks for joining us. Totally awesome, Monsager, Marnie, Nelson, here in the comments today. I'm sure we have more. I have issues refreshing my chat. Refreshy. And if those are the only folks that are in on a Friday morning at 7:37 a.m. Colorado time on Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy. Channel started this past April. That's pretty sad. By YouTube, not us, because we're awesome. YouTube, you need to send us out, baby. Come on now. Guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Don't forget, crypto is the next biggest thing coming down the pike here. And if you have any questions, you can certainly ask me. Have the best weekend, and I love you all. Tap that like, subscribe down below, and those bell notifications so you could be alerted every time we put out a new video. We did go ahead and launch that Patreon, so you might want to check that out, because anytime I click that for purchases 10 times, we get 10 purchases in the Patreon. The 11th blink is free. Have a great weekend, guys. I love you all. See ya.